Happy Wednesday, everyone, and welcome to the Libra Lounge with Keisha podcast. This is episode 87 of producer James getting on my goddamn nerves. He's on my nerves today, but I'm going to try to be a true professional and ignore his shenanigans and his clinginess and his need to try to tell me what to do. We're living through some hard times, so the last thing that a white man should try to do is to tame a black woman such as I. But I'm gonna let him make it, at least until after he's done producing my damn show. Then we'll have words. So we're so glad that you guys are here with us. I want to remind you, if you have not yet, to make sure you're following the Libra Lounge with Keisha on both Instagram and Facebook. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, subscribe to us on iTunes, and you can also tune into the show on the Laughable app, the TuneIn app, and iHeartRadio. We got some juicy stuff in the gab, so you know what time it is. It's time for the gab.
We know she has a really big mouth, which sounds kind of dirty, and that's probably true too. Let's gossip. The gab with Keisha.
Okay. I know there's no way that we have enough time for me to imitate every single one of the 500 breakdowns that Kanye West had last week that we all got to witness. Like, we witnessed it as it was happening. It wasn't, oh, guys, special news, Kanye West had, no. We saw all of that shit as it was happening. Let's start with him going out to do his first speech to announce his candidacy for president. Okay, that right there is a breakdown in the making. Yeezy for president. Okay, so as he's out there giving this speech, I can't even remember what town it was. All I know is that whatever the city was, he didn't even get his shit in time to be on the ballot. So his breakdown was like a total waste of time. Is that if that was his effort in trying to get more people to sympathize with him and vote for him in that city, he fucked that all up. But anyway, every now and then, especially this year, I'm learning a lot more about Black history that even I didn't know. And I bet you didn't know this either. Not until Kanye said it all right. Harriet Tubman did not help free slaves. No, she did not. According to the book of Kanye West, she actually just took those Negroids and made them work for other white people. How does that work, Kanye? How does that work? To me, if she had made some arrangements with other white people, I feel as though she wouldn't have had to use the Underground Railroad. She could have just had that white person step to the other white person and say, I want slave number 1, 2, 3, 4, not 5, but all the rest of them too, right? But hey, it is clear to me, I don't know everything about Black history. Thank you, Kanye, for setting it right. Please go back to all the history books and make that fine correction. As a matter of fact, didn't they release a movie about Harriet Tubman last year? Oh, just take it off. Take it off. It's inaccurate. We've got new evidence.
So are we going to get the Kanye cut?
We're going to get the Kanye West version of it. The movie is going to be very, very, very short. Very short. I don't even feel like they need to really get more than 1 or 2 actors. Just get a Black person to play Harriet, okay, maybe 3, get a Black slave and her just handing that slave off to a white person. There's a whole movie. If you're going by what Kanye said. Now, if that were not bad enough and quite shameful to every Black person in the history of mankind, shit really, really, really hit the fan when he started talking about abortions. Okay, so he told all his mom and them business because he let us know that his dad wanted to abort Kanye. He actually said, there was almost no Kanye. The only other person who I know that would say some bullshit like that would be Donald Trump. You almost had no Donald Trump. But then it got so much worse. Because it's not bad enough to put your dead mother's business in the street, but you also put your wife's business all up in the street. And it's not just that he put all the business out there. The motherfucker was snot crying when he was talking about it. He was telling all of us that when Kim found out that she was pregnant by Kanye, and remember, she was still married to Chris Humphries during this time, that Kanye suggested that Kim get an abortion. Once he explained that, which, okay, we get it. You guys decided not to do that, and you had beautiful Northwest. No. He had a total breakdown. Producer James, is there any way you can put that footage up of him saying, I almost killed my daughter? I almost killed my daughter. Well, she might want to fucking kill herself when she turns 18 and sees this shit that you put out there for everybody in the goddamn world to know about. But it doesn't stop there. We still have 495 more mental breakdowns that Kanye had last week. So once he was off the stage, which for some odd reason, I don't know why, he felt the need to wear like an armed vest, like a bulletproof vest. I don't know why he did that. I mean, you don't do that when you like in concert. And I'm thinking that if no one wanted to shoot you on stage during a performance, they're not gonna want to shoot you during this mental breakdown. In fact, they probably felt bad for you. But a couple of days later, you went to the Twitter. And boy, was that shit good. I mean, I didn't have to watch TV. I didn't have to go scrolling on Facebook or Instagram because it was all about Twitter and watching him break down. He basically put his wife yet again on blast. She tried to have him taken to a mental institute. Bitch, she was trying to do you a goddamn favor because that's where you need to be. So he considered the fact that she was trying to kill him. He actually said that, what is the movie, Get Out, was about him.
No, really?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Wow.
You can't make that shit up. Yeah, he said that. Everybody knows. No, we fucking didn't know. Until now, we know now, just like we know Harriet Tubman did not help to free slaves. So he said the movie Get Out was about him, and everybody knows. He also said that Kris Jenner and her black boyfriend are not allowed to be around his kids. I have no idea why. He did not give any indication of why, but they are not allowed to be around his kids. He also went on to say that none of the West kids will be in Playboy. Okay, well, that's a good thing considering they kids, but yeah, okay. Let me see what else he said. He wanted Chris Brown to come get him. I'm at the ranch. Come get me, Breezy, Sea Breezy, or whatever Yeezy Breezy. So, cover girl. Anyways, what else did he say? He said that he's been trying to divorce Kim since 2019 when she had a meeting, and I can't even remember what the meeting was about, with Meek Mills, but it was something very important, and it wasn't a one-on-one meeting. So I don't know why he thinks that they had an affair. But let me say this. Even if they had an affair, I'm sure Kim Kardashian doesn't want anyone to know, because yesterday, Meek Mills, he wanted to let everyone know, even though he never announced that he was in a relationship, nor that he had a child, but he wanted everyone to know that he and his girlfriend broke up. And this is what he wrote. This is what a grown man typed, proofread, probably made some corrections, proofread it again, and then posted it. It started off and it said, we, me, and Milano. We, me, and Milano? Who is we? Like, are you and Milano in a relationship with we? Is it a swingers kind of thing? The motherfucker's dumb. So, Kim, I think Kim is a lot smarter than to date or have an affair with Meek Mills. But back to the breakdowns. Let's see what else he told us. He basically tried to paint the Kardashian women as a coven. Okay, a coven. We already knew that, Kanye. Look what they do to me and all the damn time. You should have known. He did Kim wrong. I actually felt bad for Kim. And then he showed that he had called Kris Jenner 44 times, and 44 times she did not answer her phone. So he took a screenshot of that, put it on Twitter saying, Kris and Kim, I need y'all to call me ASAP. This ye. Well, wouldn't your number be programmed in their phone? Like, why did you feel the need to call 44 times, then go to Twitter to tell them who it was? Or maybe it's a text message that you sent, but don't they know your phone number by now?
Isn't it pretty clear on Twitter who you are when you tweet them?
No, when you call a family member, usually you're programmed in as something. Why did you have to announce who it was? What other motherfucker would keep calling them that many times from the same number other than you? So
maybe Lamar Odom, maybe some other.
No, he's moved on. He has him a black girlfriend. He is happy, healthy, and drug and Kardashian free. He is thriving right now.
Okay.
Because the Kardashians almost killed him. In all seriousness, I do feel bad for Kanye, because I've always said when his mom died, that was it. There was no one here on earth who could talk any sense into him or keep him under a little bit of control. It's clear that Kanye's got some major mental issues, and he needs to seek professional help, a psychologist, a psychiatrist, a therapist, probably a hypnotist, and he gonna need a combination of several drugs to get regulated.
Maybe one exorcist, maybe.
Maybe. Hopefully, during that time of the exorcism, Harriet Tubman doesn't come through somebody and choke the dog shit out of your ass. So I really do hope, for the kids' sake, if nothing else, that Kanye gets the help that he needs. I know there were some reports yesterday saying that an ambulance showed up to the ranch but left 10 minutes later. They also saw Kanye walking into an emergency room, but he came out in less than 30 minutes. So we don't know what's going on. Kim did take the time to pin something on social media, and I think she did a pretty good job, because I would be like, fuck you. But she said, look, anyone who is dealing with someone who has bipolar, you can't just take them to the hospital and say, take them. They have to agree to it if they're an adult. So I'm sure this is a very trying time for her. There's been rumors that each of them is trying to seek a divorce. But yesterday, Kanye did apologize to Kim. Yeah, when you got down from that bipolar high, your ass realized how much money you stood to lose if Kim Kardashian divorces you, and she has 4 of your children. Yeah, you don't want to be broke. He ain't that goddamn crazy. Moving right along, this is a little bit of history in the making. Mike Tyson, at the age of, 54?
56.
56. Mike, you look good, boy. 56 years old, is stepping back into the boxing ring in September against Roy Jones Jr. for an exhibition match. Is that what it's called?
Yeah, and I'm sorry, Mike is 54. My bad. And Roy Jones.
Go back to the beginning of the show, and what did I say?
I know.
Go ahead.
So Mike is 54. Roy is 51. So it's going to be an 8-round, like an exhibition fight. So it'll be a fight, but it's not counting for any championship or any federation. It's, something pretty cool to watch. And it's a whole 10-part docuseries on a platform called Thriller, which is like leading up to, so it's like training on both sides, kind of like for big UFC fights, like they build up to the fight day.
I'm excited about this. Mike hasn't been in the ring
15 years.
15 years. Look, don't let that little cartoon show he got on Adult Swim fool y'all. Mike still got them paws.
He's still a killer.
Okay, he still got them paws. The motherfucker has a tiger as a pet. Okay? He walks the tiger around on a leash. He must treat the tiger pretty goddamn good, because the tiger hasn't eaten him. So I think Mike actually, they showed a picture of him with no shirt on. Okay, getting away from Robin Givens does about it good. Like, he's ripped.
Mike looks real good.
He does. How does Roy Jones Jr. look?
Real fucking good.
This is going to be good. Like, I actually said, James, this is how we know the times that we're in. I'm like, that is worth the money for us to buy that so we can watch it because there's nothing else on TV. But I think this is smart. I think this is most definitely something that people will want to see. I think people would have wanted to see this whether we were going through all the craziness of the world or not. This is something to get excited about, especially for our generation, me and producer James, because we were kids. We grew up with Mike Tyson. So we have followed him from being at the top to the bottom, all around, and back again. I mean, the motherfucker even has his own goddamn cartoon show. It's not like he's on the show. He is the show. It is called Mike Tyson's what?
It's a Mike Tyson Mysteries.
It is pretty gosh damn funny. They've got like a Scooby-Doo van and everything like that. So,
it's funny.
All right. So the last time we had a show, the week before last, we talked a little bit about dating during the coronavirus. And it was so funny because I was going through the TV guide and I saw a movie that I've seen like 5 times, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And I figured, hey, I should do my own little version. And I call it How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and Why It's Not Okay to Stalk Him Afterwards. So I have single friends and they tell me some of the things. Let me say this. The pickings are very slim for women. I will say that. But the women that I know, I mean, if I were a guy, I wouldn't want to date them anymore either. This is how I think women lose a guy in 10 days. If you've been dating him for 5 years and y'all have never been out on a date and you see his mom and you tell his mom that y'all together, that is surely a way to lose a man, correct?
5 years, never met mom, and
you see the mom out in public because you recognize her face from the pictures on his Facebook page that he blocked you from. So you use your friend's Facebook page to be able to look at his Facebook page, and you just go up and introduce yourself.
This sounds way specific.
So number 2 on how to lose a guy in 10 days. Men don't really like to be talking about marriage on the first goddamn date. Bitch, I ain't kissed you. I don't know if your breath stinks. I don't know how your personal hygiene is. I don't even know what your middle name is, and you're already talking about marriage? Okay.
That's a scary, scary thing.
Number 3. No, men don't. No. You don't want to go to church with your family. That is awkward as fuck. Like, I barely know you. Why would I want to go to church this Sunday with you? I'm Jewish. We go to the synagogue anyway. Okay, what number are we on? Number 4. Ooh. You invite him over and you have yet to tell him you have 7 kids by 5 different baby daddies, and he come up to the apartment and he sees all them little motherfuckers running around. He ain't gonna call you back. Not at all. Actually, he didn't even block your number. He just got a whole motherfucking new phone. Okay? Number 5. I know this one, some people may not agree with me, but if you fuck a guy on the first date, I don't think that is like the first thing you should do for a lasting relationship. Men, for every man, there's like 6 women, okay? Be the one that doesn't give him the punani on the first date. You're going to be the one he remembers. He's going to want to chase you a little bit. Men do like to chase. They may act like they don't, but they do. What was that, number 5, 6?
That was 5.
Okay, number 6. Let me see. Because damn, if they doing all of this, they really need to be locked up somewhere, institutionalized, possibly the same place as Kanye West. Let me see. Oh, if you go out with a guy and then within 3 days he asks you, can he borrow your car? He is not trying to be your man. He just don't have no other way to get around. So he's just using you. He's never going to commit to you, okay? You are just like a free Uber to him, okay? Do you have any you want to add, Producer James? I want to get a male perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
So don't, in the first week, so, okay, we're talking about the first 10 days. Okay, first 10 days. don't show up at my job for any reason at all.
Especially
don't
when he hasn't told you where he works.
Very true. Don't surprise me.
Yes.
It's not surprise time.
Yes. Okay. Do you have another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't tell me about your exes in the first 10 days or the first 3 months, but don't set me up too high, or don't make me start from too low.
Yeah, here's the thing. Most men in general, they don't want to know anything about your exes. They don't want to know how many men you slept with. That shit that women want to know. We want to know that kind of stuff. Men don't want to think about the fact that there was ever another dick inside of you aside from his own. Even if you have kids, he still only wants to believe that he's the only person that you've ever had sex with.
Yeah, especially when you're telling me about 10 ex-boyfriends.
Yeah.
And they're all the problem?
That too. And also what he's thinking inside of his head is, she done had 10 dicks in her. Because that is how men think, okay? So what are we, number 9, 10?
That was 9.
How should we round this up? How about this? If you have any of the above psychological issues, he's not going to call you back. The best advice I could give you is just be chill. Be chill. Don't let him know that you're desperate. Let your friends know how desperate you are, not the guy. This is the time for you to be posting cute selfies and shit like that on Instagram. So he could be like, ooh, okay? When he calls you, you don't have to pick up the phone every time he calls. Hell, I'm married and I don't answer the phone every time producer James calls. I'd be like, I don't feel like calling that motherfucker, okay? But you know what? As long as we've been together, it makes him wonder, well, where's she at? I wonder where she's at. Let me text her. Men, you have to keep making them work, even when you're married to them. What else do I do, James?
So you don't make me think that you need me around.
Oh, because I don't.
Yeah.
I just need the paycheck, really.
So maybe that's number 11. Don't make a guy feel like he has to complete your world in the first 10 days.
Yeah, you know what? I used to work with women, and so many of them, and I never understood it. They're like, oh, when my husband's out of town, like, I can't stay in the house by myself. Why the fuck not, man? That's peace right there. That is pure. When James would go out of town, me and Skylar, I swear on God, we would eat Popeye's chicken, and we would eat cereal every night for dinner. I mean, it was peace. I just didn't get I'm scared. I got to go do this. Or they made the men feel like they couldn't be left. Bitch, he's just gone overnight for work, okay? Like, if you keep acting like that, his ass going to stay longer. Like, oh, my trip got extended. I got to stay for 4 more months. So, anyway, when we get back, we're going to have the ladies of Rise Up Galveston tell us about their march this weekend. We'll be right back. Sassy Class Boutique is the hot spot for your fashion, beauty, and home decor desires. We celebrate women of all shapes and sizes with our trendy collection of regular and plus-size clothing. Looking for the right accessories? We have upcycled Louis Vuitton handbags, vegan purses, and jewelry to add sass to your class. We also offer health and beauty products from salon-quality hair care to cruelty-free makeup. Our edgy home decor items will make you the envy of all of your neighbors. Sassy Class Boutique also offers custom items like shirts, hats, and other gifts for any occasion. All of our vendors are female-owned small businesses, and together we are Sassy Class Boutique. Located at 3709 Fatter Drive in Dickinson, Texas, 77539. Or shop anytime with us at www.sassyclassboutique.com.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. I have in the studio with me sisters. Y'all are sisters.
Yeah. Yes.
Kara and Kelsey from Rise Up Galveston. Woo-hoo. You guys want to do a quick introduction of yourselves?
Sure. I'm Kara. I am a student at A&M Galveston studying marine biology. Just
Nice.
living life, being a student, going to school.
My name is Kelsey Howard. I am a Houston native. I am currently living in Raleigh, North Carolina, working on my grandmother's farm. We are a botanical garden, tea room, event center. We do weddings. So that's the new big push is weddings. So it's really fun. And this just happened. Concerned citizen here who got tired of talking about it, who just decided,
let's do something.
Let's do it.
So what was the background? What was the motivation that made you say, you know what, we need to do something? Not enough people around here are aware.
Well, it first started, I was talking to my family daily from gobbling up all of the information about this, and they're like, you know, this is really hard to hear about, Kelsey. I don't really want you to talk about this anymore. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's not going to change until we all start talking about it.
Exactly.
So I'm not going to start talking about it. And if it's difficult for you to hear, if it's difficult for me to talk about, granted, I've been in like hysterical tears after watching some of the stuff. You know, I think about how it is for the victims and the survivors. Like we're not going through it. So I came home and she's been looking at all of the same stuff I have. And I finally just said, let's start a march. Mm-hmm. And before I could even finish the sentence, she started creating a poster graphic, and away we went.
Let's do it.
Right. Within an hour, we were on the phone with City Hall. We were on the phone with the patrol commander of Galveston, and we got the go-ahead. So we're doing everything through the proper channels to ensure that everyone's safe. It's peaceful. Peaceful.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. I mean, critical.
So I have to ask, with everything else going on in the world, we've got COVID. Mm-hmm. We still got Trump in the office. And then we have, all of the issues with, police brutality, the Black Lives movement, Black Lives Matter movement. Do you guys feel that this year in particular that you haven't heard that much about sex? I mean, is it sex trafficking or is it just human trafficking?
It's a mix of both.
Okay.
I would say
inclusive.
The main would be like the blanket term. I think would be human trafficking because that includes children, whether it's sex trafficking and for forced labor. When you're in debt to somebody, I would say human trafficking.
Do you think that due to all these other things, you guys have not had very much awareness this year?
That is part of it, but I think the biggest thing is this is not a sexy topic. Yeah. This is not an easy topic to get behind, and because it is so difficult to talk about, and I think so many people have had their own experience with some sort of sexual abuse, whether it's just catcalling or full on, getting raped, God forbid. So they're battling their own shame, their own trauma, their own lack of healing, that it's hard to talk on behalf of others.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's one of those things, we were talking before we started filming, and I was telling you guys how I mention sex trafficking so often that sometimes I feel as though the people that I'm talking to, they hear it so much, they think it's almost like a joke, like it's funny that I'm saying it. I'm like, no. I'm like, my fear is so serious, like it's real fear. And then we live right here next to Houston, and we're in Texas, which is next to the border. It scares me, I think someone told me, you've seen the movie Taken one too many times. I'm like, no, I
don't
said
minimize this.
Exactly. I'm
this
like,
is valid.
No.
This is valid.
I'm like, don't put me in a Liam Neeson movie right now. Like, no, this is happening, but I don't think that people realize that it's real.
Yeah. And I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, for sure.
What it's going to take is people talking about it and encouraging those discussions, encouraging
people to actually listen. And do their own research. Like, okay, we can talk about it all we want.
Right.
But, like, you have to do the research and see it for yourself, or, like, see the facts and the stats and stuff.
It's scary.
Yeah, it is. And it is real, and it does happen to it can happen to everybody.
To anyone, I mean, you guys started, I started going through the Rise Up Galveston page, and you guys have a lot, which I have to say, it's very cute. I love how it's the color scheme that you guys picked. I was looking at the statistics. I'm like, holy shit balls, I'm like sending it to my daughter. I'm like, you see this? You see this? You see this? Because when she goes out, I'm always like, the GPS needs to be on your phone. And I always tell her what to do in case someone tries to take her. I'm like, you need to scream fire.
Yeah.
Don't scream that someone's trying to take you. And I'm like, you fight. You bite, you scratch, whatever it is that you need to do. And then especially, with her getting ready to go to college.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Huge.
I think we had that conversation when we were at the campus. I mean, she's going to be local. She'll be at UHCL, but all that shit happens right here still.
Exactly.
I think it happens so often that we don't hear about it enough on the news.
Because no one's covering it.
So they don't want to talk about it.
So
they
like,
don't
I
want to
get
talk
it.
about it.
Please, if anybody knows anybody in news with a blog like this
Shout this
podcast,
out.
shout it out, because the media doesn't give a fuck and they need to.
I don't
Step it
understand
up.
why it's just something that it's clearly an issue. There's movies about it. Like, what movie was that we saw? Ooh, it was Rambo. The latest Rambo movie.
Oh, yes. I
Yes,
saw it.
it's so good. And I like, everyone needs to watch it. Not just because Sylvester Stallone does a stellar job at his age. It was a great performance. But I'm like, this is all about human sex trafficking right there. And I tell people, I'm like, the chances of girls, and I always just say girls, getting found and brought back home is very slim. I said, but when they do get home, they're never the same.
No.
It's a crazy thing. So what are the top 3 things that people don't realize about human trafficking?
Well, real quick, to piggyback on what you just said, less than 2% of all children and just
people.
adults who are put into trafficking are rescued. Less than 2%.
That's crazy.
And of those who are rescued, only 70% of those people are re-trafficked later.
Yeah. So it's just a
How is
vicious.
that? Like, what? How
It's
is that
insane.
possible?
Yeah.
So there's people that they get kidnapped, they get back home, and then it happens again?
Yeah. So that opens up the lines for providing that healing, providing the healing of that trauma, because without that, they are likely either to go back in and be coerced into that trafficking, or in some instances start inflicting that abuse on other people, which hurt people, and not everyone, but
that makes sense
a lot
now.
of people, and it's a vicious cycle. So if you can start with healing instead of just persecuting the person who may be inflicting this harm on children or other adults, and look at it from, well, what happened to lead them on that path of hurt and abuse, and if we can kind of look at it with a little more compassion for some of these people and instill healing vibes, I think it would be really big.
So, what do you think that people just don't know? They don't get it. Like, what top 3 things would you say?
I would say one of them is that human trafficking is the 3rd most profitable businesses for organized crime.
So when you say profitable, can you break that down? Because I don't think people realize that it's a moneymaker.
Yeah, I think, like, individuals who are trafficking, whether it's a pimp or just a normal person or a family member, they make like an average of what, $350,000
a year.
A year.
And
so
just for
trafficking children or
And
people.
Compound that globally, human trafficking globally generates about $150 billion per year. So that's a lot of money.
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
I mean,
that's a lot
crazy.
of money. And so, like, these people who are propelling this terrifying business are not going to
They're
give
not
up
gonna
that
stop.
revenue
Yeah,
stream
that's a lot of
without
money.
a fight.
Yeah.
So the people who are propelling this, they are doing it in secret on the down low, and anybody who gets in their way, they are doing whatever they need to shut it down because it's too profitable.
Just a thought that people can put a number, an amount on a person is just like mind blowing.
Yeah.
I remember when Skylar was little, me and my mom would always tell her that just like we get up every day to go to work, there's people that get up every day and their job is to try to find little girls and little boys and kidnap them, hurt them, and all these things. And here you go. It's like a moneymaker.
Yeah.
That is more than what most Americans will ever make.
Oh,
absolutely. Yearly. Most Americans don't make $350,000.
No, not even close.
That's just insane. What are some of the ways that people can protect themselves from falling victim And I say that because we have been programmed to think that, to look out for the white van.
Yeah.
You know, everyone's like, oh,
Stranger
stranger danger. Yes.
Say no to the candy.
Yes.
Like, there's no free candy.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Unfortunately, though stranger danger is an important kind of slogan to say, but what people fail to realize is 93% of children who are victims of sexual abuse, it's by someone they know and trust.
Right.
Yeah.
And that abuser grooms not only the children to think it's okay, but they groom the family to gain more access for the child. So it's imperative not only for general awareness of your surroundings, for all of us, children, adults, all of us, it's imperative that parents really educate their children on safe practices online, being honest about being online, what they're doing, and do it creatively so it's less scary, so you're not terrifying the child and scarring them.
Right.
But, you know.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Is that what I've done? Just like, I think I may have. I think she's desensitized almost, I think, which is bad. Because I've mentioned it so much for so long. Do you think she's desensitized?
No.
You know?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Well, and too, like, she absorbs that subconsciously, and I think it does have a lot of positive reinforcement to protect her.
Okay, good. I'm doing a good job. Okay. You know, you said something that is very important, and I don't think people realize it, is that, yeah, there's a such thing as the white van, but you have these people that go online and they just groom these girls, so the girls go to them. You know, and people don't get that, and I don't think that enough girls understand that there's tons of online predators.
Yeah, they get online, and they, whether it's, you know, a teenager or a young kid, these predators get online and they can see what you like, what you don't like, what you're into, where you go. You know, if you're in tagged pictures, especially on Facebook, you know, oh, at this school event, they see and they gather this giant portfolio on this person, and it makes it so easy. You know, it can take, it's not always overnight, but, you know, they're able to gather all of this information that's just readily at their fingertips, just on all over the internet.
Everything that they need. And I don't think that people realize that. I think people in their head, someone just wakes up and says, hey, I'm going to go kidnap a kid, and they go do it. No. They've been working on this. Yeah, it's their job, and they make, unfortunately, really good money at it. So what are some of the reasons that people do human trafficking? I know sex is one.
I think another would be, you know, sometimes parents are the ones that are putting their children in the situation because they feel like they're vulnerable and they need money. You know, they're in a bad situation where they need a quick out, and that's so horrible to think that anybody could do that. Yeah. But we were listening to a video on the way here, and that's what they did. The woman was just so poor. She put her, what was it, 2 children?
They had brought with them 15 children to a hotel room for a setup to take them down, and they had been following these 2 mothers for 2 years. And they were going through, okay, well, what do you want? Oh, you want sex? Okay, well, Kate can do sex, Anna can do sex, little Josie can't, so what do you want? And as soon as the transaction was finished, in come the feds, the special task force, and they took them down. And unfortunately, desperation is a part of it, and now with COVID, with all of the mandates having everyone stay home and with masks, it has allowed a 40 or 43% increase of child trafficking. And, you know, imagine trying to find your missing child in a sea of masks. Impossible. And right now, unfortunately, the reality is ordering a child online is as easy as ordering a frickin' pizza. And
that is the truth. Go? Like, what? You just type something in, like, I'm looking for...
Well, there's the dark web.
The dark web.
Silk Road was one that was a big, because that moved a lot of drugs, that moved a lot of illegal stuff. There's IRC channels, there's chat channels, there's Reddits, there's all kinds of paths that are not clearly known to you and me, because we don't go trying to find them.
And they are right under our nose.
Well, Pornhub, for example, they approve all of the content on their website. They know that these children are being raped and abused, and they still allow this content to be put out, to be traded. And the statistics for people who watch child porn, aka child rape videos, it's only a matter of time until they actually start abusing a child physically. So though it's just child porn, the majority of these people watching it are putting their hands on a child.
Yeah, that's the problem with some of the deviant behavior. In some cases, it can be a safe fetish, but typically the more deviant something is, the more that people chase the high, and that moves into sometimes physical manifestations.
I just thought that, you know, in my head, if you try to look up anything that's like child porn or anything like that, like a bat signal goes up to the FBI and they come swarming in, but clearly it's not like that.
No. I mean, we were just looking at the Twitter policy that's out for everyone to see, and they allow people who, like the boy lover and girl lover
organizations,
like
they
NAMBLA.
they allow them to publicly post about what they like on Twitter. You are allowed to post some nude pictures of boys and girls, children,
if they're artistic. So
if they're artistic,
if they can be defended as being artistic, you can show, like, people take pictures of their naked babies in like a fun way.
Right.
If you can justify it that it's art, it can be allowed on those platforms. Remember when I told you the other day there was a lady who did a TED Talk that said said that young boy and young girl love should be a protected class of gender of gender identity.
I wanted to fucking punch her in the throat when he was telling me about this, and just the fact that women are doing this as well is just, because when you think about a woman is supposed to be motherly, to
nurturing,
keep safe,
protective.
but there's pimps and shit out there that are women.
Well, out of Eastern Europe, the majority of the recruiters and majority of the collectors are women.
What's this lady who's been in the news? She worked with Jeffrey Epstein.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
So it sounds like that she was one of the people who was going out and getting the girls.
And I think looking at her like rap sheet or whatever, that was kind of, I think that was her job, was to kind of be like the in-person face of it, because I mean a kid would probably trust a woman more than they would trust a man.
Right. Yeah, because when you see a woman, you don't think danger
or threat.
I read a book last year, and it was a really good book, but it was about a wife who found out that her husband, who had a career and everything, but he was part of this group that they did like snuff videos, but they were going out and kidnapping people, and these guys were rich and they had been doing it for so many years. And of course, me reading that book, you know, I'm like, oh, this doesn't really happen, but
it does.
It really does happen. So what do you guys propose to parents on how to, you know, educate their kids about this?
Be honest. Don't terrify them and try to shove it down their throat, but just have the conversation, talk about it, and start young. And you, like she was saying, like, you can go about it in a fun way or a more, you know, lighthearted way, but talk about it. Make it aware to them that there are these threats out there, and that, you know, we don't live in a little sunshine world of rainbows and unicorns.
Not even close. No, not even close.
And unfortunately, it's going to take getting down to the nitty-gritty, and I borrowed from what I've been reading, the bikini example. Okay, you don't let anybody touch or look at what's under your bikini area. And if somebody wants you to touch their bikini area, you say no and get help from a different adult. Furthermore, you know, have kids think parents know everything. So tell your kid, teach me. I don't know anything about being online. Can you teach me what you do online?
And they'll show you
everything. So nurturing that discussion and nurturing that honesty is so big. And again, back to the stranger danger, it's also people that you know, that you trust, that you love, and that you may give more access than what you realize. And it could be really devastating. if things come out.
I can tell y'all right now, even though y'all are so young, y'all have confirmed some things to me that I did a few things right in parenting because when Skylar, I would give her a bath when she was little, and I would always say that no one should touch these areas except for you, me, and Darling, which is my mom. Those would be the only people to give you a bath. If anyone else touches you, no. He used to kind of look at me crazy when we first started dating because my daughter didn't go to sleepovers all the time. There was only 2 kids that she could go have a sleepover at their house, and he was like, I don't get it. I'm like, yeah, sometimes you know the people in the house, but you don't know who they have in the house.
Right, exactly.
And I would always tell her, look, in the middle of the night, if anyone tries to touch you, you call me.
Yeah,
and I will come and get you. And you have to start early. And I think people, I don't know, I think people are in the mind frame that if I don't talk about it, it won't happen.
I totally think
It's
so.
crazy.
And look at the relationship our country has as a whole on the topic of sex.
Yeah.
We fail our children every day by failing to talk about it, and that comes with so many social taboos related to sex. They expect the school system to talk about it. They do a terrible job. And so you end up, after the class at school, you have more questions than you did going in.
Yeah.
So without that that foundation in the home, talking about safe practices, but like we're in this vicious cycle where like our parents and their parents had such a shameful relationship with sex, and that just carries on through. And until we can identify those issues and rectify them, what the heck? This stuff is just going to keep cycling through.
Well, there's the other side of that too, which is tough today because as you know, New Age feminism has told women that being sexual is powerful.
Take your power back.
You know, take your power back. You know, the problem to me was that they looked at men for so long saying men are pigs, as opposed to trying to get men to act better. They said, well, we'll just be pigs too. But it's empowering.
You're so right.
Now you have a lot of a generation of young girls who believe sexualizing is power. Who believe that attention is good for you to get. You can be an influencer because you show your tits off to everybody,
absolutely.
and that's powerful.
And I feel like, you know, sex sells.
So
we as a country and globally have been, again, hate to use the word again, but groomed for sex. So like on the one hand,
it is so taboo.
It's so taboo, but on the other hand, sex sells, so be sex. But oh, you're a slut because you're sex, and oh my God, so you're playing both sides of the same coin, and it's like, no, stop.
Pick a side.
It's true. It's true, and I don't think that this is going to change anytime soon.
No.
You know, it's just it's a moneymaker. I mean, he even asked me one time because I like Cardi B, and he's like, first of all, I can't understand what she's saying, and he's like, what does he didn't want our daughter to listen to it, you know what I mean, which made us just listen to it more and louder and rap along with her, you know, because she was saying something about sucking a dick or, you know, all these things. But what you need to explain to your kids is that we can't control your bodies. You know, you control your own body, but here are the consequences here are the good things about sex, and here are the consequences about sex. And your reputation is one of those things that could be a consequence. But yes, sex could be great, beautiful, whatever, if people even know what the fuck they're doing, and half the time people don't. So, but I think what we have to have are people like you who are young and bold and brave, educating, you know, because I think kids are they're going to listen to you more so if they will listen to him. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, you got the whole beard. You got your stranger danger all right there, you know?
That's my problem. I look like somebody you'd say run away from.
Yeah, I mean, little kids out in public, they look at him like, huh? They look like he's Shrek. But you guys, you know, like my daughter, she will see you, and her friends will see y'all and say, hey, what are they talking about? Just based on how you look.
Right.
And then when they hear all the information, they're going to say, oh, okay. And then they'll pass that along to their friends. So I totally commend you guys, and I want for everything you do to be successful. So please tell our audience more information on how they can get down with the cause and how they can come to the march, or how they can help. If you need donations or whatever, just let them all know.
So we have partnered with 3 organizations, so that is a great start.
Okay.
It is locally Unbound Houston.
Okay.
Safe House Project and Operation Underground Railroad.
Okay.
They have resources after resources and sites and links and ways to donate to them.
Okay.
And they have awesomely partnered with us to help spread our, our message for our event. But yeah, that I would say.
Yeah, those are a good
great
springboard.
Yeah.
Unbound Houston is a great if you want to get in on a local level.
Okay.
And all of these organizations, they post like how they use their money, what it's going towards, because these survivors, like, they need housing.
Yeah.
They need medical
and
treatment.
they keep you updated on like Underground Railroad. They keep you updated on some of their survivors that they've found.
Okay.
They'll say like
The progress.
like the progress that they've made, where they are now.
Okay.
It's not just like, oh yeah, thanks for the money, like, or adopt a whale.
Right.
And it's like, okay,
Yeah.
what does that mean?
And so, she's right. And people like us like, okay.
Sure, here's
but I
your
want to
money.
keep up with what the well is doing. You want to know.
You want to know.
Okay. So what about, is there any other ways that they can keep up?
Promoting hotlines. So if you know someone that something has happened, please call the National Human Trafficking Hotline.
Even if you're suspicious.
Okay.
Yeah, so that number, is 1-888-373-7888. It's a great resource. Normalizing talking about it. So thank you so much for inviting us on the show, because it's conversations like this that help to ignite the change. Also, something so easy. Be on watch for your community. When you're at the grocery store and you see a woman and her kid going to her car and there's some creepo following her, go alert either her or a manager. If they need to call the police for an escort to escort her home.
Right.
Police can't be everywhere.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And with the political climate, how it is against cops and everything, be on watch. As a community, be together. We're better together. Another thing, if you see something, say something. Again, with the hotline, you can donate money, donate your time. And as far as our march goes, get up and come on. Okay?
Get with it.
We need ya. And honestly, one of the biggest things that people can do, we know Thursday, World Day Against Trafficking, is a weird day. We are just piggybacking on that day. So if you can't come, please share our posts.
Yeah.
And more than that, alert the media.
Yeah.
Alert your local 2. Alert Galveston Daily News. Alert KPRC. Or CBS, CNN, Fox News. Whoever. If you have an in, please let them know, because no other news outlet is doing shit.
Yeah.
And we need coverage to raise the awareness, because without that awareness, I'm just going to tell you this quote that I just thought was amazing. Nothing happens just because we're aware of modern day slavery, but nothing will ever happen until we are. And that quote was by Gary Howen, and it's true. Like, you feel like nothing's going to happen just by raising that awareness, but it does. It starts with one day at a time, and then you look at the statistics, and it's so vast, it's so huge. You think, how is this really going to affect change? Well, even if you affect one singular human being, you have made a difference, because it's an entire life.
Yeah.
It's an entire, however many years old they are, you're affecting their life for the good. And that, if nothing else, is worth it to us. And we're fortunate enough to have a foundation of love at home, to have parents who love us, to have parents to instill such a beautiful life and provide for us, and allow us to then kind of be the change we want to see in the world. So again, too, start with yourself. Michael Jackson said it perfectly. Start with the one in the mirror.
Yeah.
The biggest thing you can do is work on yourself and have that personal development, because you have no idea your own inherent power and the ripple effect that has. And it's contagious. And when you see someone being their beautiful, authentic self, you're like, holy shit.
I want to do that.
I want to
be that.
So we implore everyone to just do what you can, be authentically you, and really start with yourself. Don't wait for someone. We were kind of waiting, honestly, for Houston to start a march, because it is the top 2 city for human trafficking, and they didn't. Now there is one in Houston, so whoop whoop, go Houston. But we were first, because it's like, we're not going to wait around. It's next Thursday, which is now this Thursday, but it's like, holy shit, we got to get moving.
Well, and that's the thing, when you said like you can help one person, but that doesn't always mean like a victim. Like, if you can educate one even
person,
if I share this and I just tell you, that's one more person,
and then they're going to tell someone,
and then they're going to tell someone, and they're going to do more research, and they share a picture that they saw on Instagram with a statistic or something about it, then more people are going to see that, and then they're all going to share it. So then
it's the
a
ripple
lot
effect,
of
big time.
and people think that, oh well, I'm just one person, like I can't make a change, like that.
Yeah,
This means nothing. It's like, but it really does.
Yeah.
You are one. It starts with one.
Yeah.
It starts with one.
And we are all one. And you know, since we started this this past Tuesday, we've had an outpouring of people thanking us for starting it. Oh, you're so great. No, we're not. We just got tired of talking about it. Like, we're not.
We want to see
see
the change or see the start of the change.
I mean,
I always say you can talk the talk, but you got to walk the walk too.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
And people kind of stop. You know, it's easy to post stuff on social media. Yeah, okay. Now what? You know what I mean?
What are you going to do with that?
Exactly. Okay, so if people want to come to the march, give them that info. If they want to follow you guys on social media.
So go online, Facebook and Instagram at Rise Up Galveston. All the information's there. Our link to the event is there. What to bring, what to do, wear blue. We'll be in blue. We'll be out there, rain or shine. Bring your sign. We've got lots of inspo for like what to write, what to include, and everything.
Balloons, signs, your mask. Your mask. COVID.
Yeah, COVID. That is.
And they'll say that y'all's march was the cause of the spread of COVID in Galveston. It's not all the other things that are going on in Galveston, like the water, which is probably the breeding ground of COVID. So most definitely follow these young ladies on social media.
Rise Up Galveston.
And if you can support them in any kind of way, even if it's just sharing the event on your social media page, that is excellent. Thank you both.
Thank you so much.
No problem. Okay, we'll be right back.
The Libra Lounge with Keisha. The Libra Lounge with Keisha.
Welcome back to the Libra Lounge with Keisha. I want to give a shout out to the ladies from Rise Up Galveston. Make sure you guys follow them on social media. It is Rise Up Galveston. They have an Instagram page, and I believe they have a Facebook page, and there's also the event page for Rise Up Galveston. The march is this weekend, so if you're in the area and can make it out, make sure you go and wear blue. All right, you guys know what time it is. It is time for me to award the Bitch Please of this week.
Bitch, please. You be rolling down the street, telling stories. Bitch, you never tell the truth. Bitch, please. Everybody know you lying, bitch, cause all you do is lie.
Okay. I'm all about everything, okay? I'm all about Black Lives Matter. I'm all about the LGBTQ plus community. And I am a modern day feminist, okay? So I believe come as you are. With limitations, though, okay? Limitations. I have grown tired of false advertisement that's not actually being identified as false advertisement. Here's what I mean. This one's about Black people, this first one. I'm going to get to the white people next. Okay. So Black people, when you are advertising a new hair care product, hair care routine, it is not okay for you only to use Black people with a good grade of hair. And for you folks that don't understand what I mean, mixed race kind of hair. My great-great-grandmother was an Indian kind of hair. That's not the same Kunta Kinte hair that I have, okay? It's not nappy. It doesn't have this, it's not brittle. It's not the same as mine. If you want me to buy your hair care product, I'm going to need you to use at least every other person it needs to have hair like mine. I don't think that's too much. I think that's false advertisement. You're telling me if I use your product, my hair is going to look the same as Halle Berry's mixed race hair. That's not going to happen, right? That's false advertisement.
I would agree.
Okay, so I'm not wrong. I'm not being bitchy.
No, I mean, if somebody was trying to sell something to me, it would need to,
cater to you. You should be able to identify with a person.
Yes.
Okay, or at least hair texture. Okay, he's not gonna go out and buy a hair care product and it's got dudes with dreadlocks on all of the pictures. You see what I'm saying? Because then you're saying to him, if he uses your hair care product, he gonna have dreads. That's not the case. We make fun of white people that wear dreads, Remember? Okay, so I'm all about body positivity, okay? But Instagram, y'all really get a bitch, please. Because you cannot say body positivity and then a girl who's plus size posts a photo in a bikini, but y'all make sure it's doctored. So it really doesn't look like like the 3 rows is just 1 row. That is false advertisement. Because what you've done is you've eliminated a row. So my 3-row ass, I post a picture in a bikini and I got trolls after me. Okay? That is a form of false advertisement on both viewpoints. Okay? That is why you get the bitch please of the week. Be honest about it. Be about it. Okay? You will make more money if you are truthful. Speak your truth. Talk about your real naps. Okay? Talk about your real bellies. Okay? Because I have bellies, not just a belly, bellies. Okay? So, follow Rise Up Galveston. Have an amazing week. And thank you for tuning in to the Libra Lounge with Keisha, and stay sucker free. Bye.
It's the Libra Lounge. The Libra Lounge. Ooh.